Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the drive-in. This is the Riverside Drive-In, as you can see right here, in Vandergrift, PA. And we're getting ready for the second night of the drive-in Super Monster-Rama. And last night was great.
It was amazing. We were immersed in Roger Corman realness last night. It was just, every nerve was tingling.
My favorite part of the night was Bill looked at me and goes, "That was Jack Nicholson." You were like, "What?" But it didn't look like him.
You outed me on camera,
No,
but I
I'm
deserve
sorry.
it because
No.
I watched The Raven all the way
No,
through.
to be fair, it doesn't look anything like him or
Right?
sound like him. Yeah.
He looks like a little kid in it,
Yeah.
and I just did not recognize Jack Nicholson. I know it was him in The Terror, though, because he looks like the Jack Nicholson.
The Terror was my favorite movie last night.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I love The Terror. And Becca's too. Becca loved
Really?
The Terror. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I really enjoy The Terror, but I also like Attack of the Crab Monsters because the concept of it is insane. That, like, not only are the crabs attacking people, they can suddenly get the voice of people that they've killed, including a German scientist who talks the entire movie through metal from the crabs. Like, I know that there's a lot of Roger Corman movies made from acid, but it feels like Attack of the Crab Monsters primarily is an acid movie.
Little Shop of Horrors was the one that just kind of blew me away because I haven't seen anything that looked that good for Little Shop of Horrors in my entire life. And that's a movie that always looked crummy when you saw it on TV, or it was one of those PB movies you could get for $2 on VHS.
Yeah.
But it's still funny.
All the movies last night were like Mill Creek classics because
Yeah.
they're all public domain. But what was it? Film Detective did the transfers last night. The ones they were.
I think so, yeah.
And they looked like you said. Oh my God! Like the beginning of Little Shop with the hand-drawn art looked amazing. Like it was so good.
It took 8 study halls to get that art in the beginning of Little Shop of Horrors.
All of them, though, it was like it's kind of a revelation to see those new versions of them and see them on a screen this big. And also the weather last night. Other than the few windstorms that came in and knocked stuff over, but it was really solid. It rained all morning, and then it eventually got a lot better.
It was perfect. It was a little wet when we got here, but it cleared up. It stopped raining.
That's usually
right
my
now,
style.
tonight-
They start
tonight
wet
it's
and then
good.
they dry up after a while. But what are you excited for tonight?
Opera.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about opera. It's been probably 20 years since I've even seen it.
yeah.
But, you know,
I'm excited about
I've never
the
seen
Beyond.
it on a big
though.
screen. Yeah, the Beyond is also Grindhouse releasing 4K scan. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a highlight of the evening. of
Cemetery
course.
Man and A Blade in the Dark, which I'm very excited about because we watched it on the show, and I was kind of like, I like it, and then I loved it after we watched it again because I just think it's so fun. And then I think the beauty is tonight we got great trailers last night for Corman movies. Tonight, like I'm beyond jazzed about what Italian trailers are we going to see tonight, and I'll probably
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. I'm probably going to yell out loud a few times just in pure glee. But yeah, I'm excited about opera, especially to see the end of it on this screen is going to be incredibly rad. Like, where else are you going to get that other than here in Vandergrift? There's already a line of people coming in, but we're here.
Yeah.
I've already had a couple beers, a couple drinks, and we have some Malort, so I'm probably going to be dead. and I probably have alcohol poisoning in a bit. We miss everybody. We haven't done the show in, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been on the air, but we will be back next weekend. We've been talking about what the movie's going to be.
We had a movie conference, so it worked out.
It's like a Zoom meeting, except in person.
Yeah. Bill and I see each other in person like 3 times a year. And people are like, oh, you can Bill hang out all the time. Like maybe 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
a year. So it's like, but we're used to having like this glass in front of us. So this has been a good meeting. And Bill has on the best shirt tonight. Look at this beautiful shirt.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I love it, but Sam upstaged me with Prophecy Bear.
No,
the one and only.
You can get this from Fast Custom Tees.
Yeah.
Is who did this. I saw it at a con.
Beautiful.
They had it at a convention, and I was like, how do you have a Prophecy Bear shirt? Like, why would... I should have bought 5 of them. You know what I mean? So, like, if this one gets a hole in it or anything happens to it...
This, to be technical, this is not Prophecy Bear. Prophecy Bear does not look like
No,
that
not at all.
in the actual film, because this was the original design for Prophecy Bear, and then they decided not to. And I don't know why they kept the artwork anyway.
Can you imagine, like, 6-year-old Sam watching Prophecy and just coming into the end, just flipping on HBO
Yeah.
and seeing the end and just screaming and running out of the room? My mom's like, what's wrong? My poor mother. She's like, what's wrong? I saw a bear that was mutated. And she's like, what? And then, oh, God,
Right
don't let
here
him...
in Evans City.
Yeah, right.
Or Elwood City.
Yeah, well, just right here at Operation Trixie.
Codename.
Codename Trixie.
Codename Panico.
Codename Panico. I did refer to that the other day. Someone's like, have you ever seen The Crazies? And I said, Operation Trixie. And they're like, what? Come on.
Hey, there's so many great people that we're hanging out with this weekend. With Kenny's over there, Mode Mixologist, for those of you in the chat. Paul Workmeister just walked up.
Yeah.
I see him back there.
And who else?
And, the Fiend is here.
Yeah. The Fiend behind the camera and in front of the camera.
This is the nicest I've ever seen him.
He had a whole hamburger and he already had a piece of pizza. So he's very full of food. And that really helps him.
I think he's starting to feel secure, like no one's going to reach for him. No one's going to put their
That's what I said to Beck. I said, everybody
has
has learned the rules of, like, don't touch him.
Yeah.
And like people that don't know him see him, they're like, oh my God, that dog is so cute. Can I touch his stomach? And I'm like,
No.
like, do you like having a hand? You're going to lose your hand like that guy in Attack of the Crab Creatures. And you're going to wake up in bed with my hand.
And, you know who else is here? Frank Polvino.
Yeah. I didn't get to meet him yet.
Yeah, he's over there talking to Gene and George, and this is the first time any of us have come face to face with Frank. So it's really awesome that he's here.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things about the Monster-Rama is hanging out with, AC Nicholas, our camera person here.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for running the
gentlemen.
camera.
I got so excited when we pulled in and we saw the marquee. Sure by now you've seen the photos of Bill and I in front of the marquee. Yeah. But to see a Blade in the Dark on a marquee is like, oh my God.
It's a big idea to get used to.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's weird when like movies that you love that nobody else cares about are suddenly shown and everybody else you're with. It's kind of like when I went to art school and people are like, oh, you know who Betty Page is? And everybody did. And I grew up in a really small town and nobody knew any of this stuff. That's what the drive-in's like. It's like a cool art school. Also because there's a lot of booze around. So it really helps.
I didn't get to mention Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I think it's ripe for a remake. I rarely would say that, but a movie like Attack of the Crab Monsters, the weak link is, of course, the crabs in the movie. I love the concept. I think it's really creepy, and I think, still campy. It should still be campy a little bit, but, a really nice, scary Island Claws-esque Night of the Attack of the Crab Monsters, and don't use too much CGI.
No,
some is okay, but
I like
build something.
I like that. My favorite part of that movie is that no matter how much danger they're in, they keep sending the girl back to cook for them. And she's like, I have to make you guys dinner, and I'm like, there are crabs literally destroying the island around you. There's no island left, and then it ends with like, of course, like the island is destroyed. And these two people are there. Spoiler warning for a movie that's like 70 years old.
Yeah,
and like the professor kills the last crab, and you're like, how do they get off the island? Like, don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, they're just stranded in the middle of nowhere. Well, he did send messages, and he just didn't know if anybody heard it.
I also like that the girl is like...
It's like the Thing. It's like the end of the Thing.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened after.
Are you a crab? Let's see your breath. Are you a crab?
I'm 2 weeks.
Yeah. I also love that... she really wants to make out with the professor in that one scene. When he's on the radio, she's like, oh, she's like, I bet you feel alone, even in the crowd.
Yeah.
She wanted to, and like, she's like, I am the only girl on an island of 4 men that are with 3 men that were with her, but they keep getting wiped out as they get it. So it's like, also, could that movie, were it real, we talked about, would it destroy the seafood industry? Because if you killed one of those crabs, you would have enough crab meat to last forever. You know what I mean? It would like... Crab claws would go from $20 a pound to like $5.
It's irradiated. You could not eat it.
Probably, yeah.
Plus, like, if you sneezed on it the wrong way, it would just turn into a pile of dust.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand the science behind that.
Also, like, how does the laser kill the guy the other scientist?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't, if he was smart enough to make a laser that can only kill crabs and not humans? But they didn't have time. They were rushed.
An island, and
yeah. Though, what if the sequel was about the meat that they make, and then that German scientist starts speaking to people that ate the meat, and their whole job is to bring a crab back?
That was the whole intention, was all along. The crab eats you, and you become part of the crab. You eat the crab, and you become part of the crab.
Exactly.
It works both ways.
And the crab connects many minds.
We're writing this movie for somebody out there.
Somebody is going to watch this, copyright us, because we didn't. This is our statement, our artist statement. Don't make an Attack of the Crab Monsters without us. Attack of the Crab Monsters 2, you got crabs. We all got crabs. Everybody's got crabs. Man, the drive-in is the best, isn't it?
I love it. It's like, this is an important part of my year. It's twice a year. Seeing everybody and hanging out. I get recharged at these events, I guess. Yeah. It's too long in between.
My favorite part of the night last night was you brought a giant bucket of popcorn, and we were watching Little Shop of Horrors and just trading a bucket of popcorn back and forth, and I'm like, there's nothing else I need right now. Like our whole life is like, oh, how do I get this? How do I find this? And it's like, no, everything is like very quiet for one night, and it's like there's no need to rush and get other things.
Yeah.
You have like a perfect time just to relax and recharge. We didn't see any UFOs last night. Last year we saw
Yeah.
the Starlink satellites come up in the sky, and Bill and I were for sure we were seeing a UFO. It was not, but this. Jury's out this year. We can still see a UFO. We can still see a Starlink satellite.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
I'm pretty sure I saw a suspicious form rise out of the river last night, but no UFOs.
Really?
Yeah. And it had like a snaky head. But
Oh,
it looked
really?
Like it was,
Was it an alligator person?
No.
Was it a Boggy Creek person?
No.
It was a boogans.
It was a Kinski Terror.
It was Nessie.
Oh, man. Well, we'll have to make a... what is this river here? The Kinski River, right?
Kiski River.
The Kiski Killer.
Kinsky. As
Kinski.
Sam said.
Well, I would like it to be the Kinski River.
Ew.
Yeah, it would just...
Yeah,
what if it was Loch Ness but would cause Kinski's head? Kiski. I never say anything right. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, looking forward to coming back.
Yeah.
To the drive-in. And good to be here with everybody that's here tonight.
Make plans. Come to the next one. Super
April.
Drive-In Monster-Rama.
Yeah.